Okay, I just wanted to clarify something that we talked about last time. There's one, I'm not sure if I mentioned this or if I wasn't clear about it, but I want to just let you know. So when you're working with these two images, this is the image from the Unity platformer that we find in the assets folder under environments. And this is the new image that I want to replace inside of the Unity environment. So what we want to do is first we want to check the image size of both of these. So image size of the blue tree, we'll call the Unity one the blue tree, and then the green tree. So the image size of the blue tree is 274 by 512. Now, the important thing when you're replacing these assets is that you make sure that the assets stay the same ratio. So in other words, if we need to put something that fits within that boundary, the 274 by 512. And when we save it, we need to save it as a 274 by 512 image. We can't change the image. That's what was causing the trees to float off the ground last time we worked on it. So the best way to do, the best option is to just simply leave this the way it is and add the new image to this file and then scale it accordingly. So this image is actually pretty big. So let's check it. Image size, yeah, this is actually really big. So we can scale this down a little bit. We know that the height on the other one is 512. So let's go ahead and just make that 512. Actually, we're going to do that with uniform scaling on. So we're going to make that 512. Okay, that shrinks that down. And now what we're going to do is just hold our shift key and drag it over to the new image. Now you see that it actually fits nicely top to bottom, but not side to side. So at this point, you have a couple of choices. Number one, you can scale it so it fits and it fills the frame, and that will stretch the tree a little bit. Or you can just go ahead and scale it uniformly and just make sure it fits inside the frame, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click my selection, and then I'm going to do Control T for transform. And then I'm just simply going to scale this down until it fits within those boundaries. So I'm going to keep doing that. And you want to make sure you're definitely within the boundaries. Otherwise, you're going to get some cropping on the side. Now, the other thing that's important is that the tree is at the same, because the tree sits on the ground, we want to make sure the tree is coming out of the same, is the bottom of the tree is situated the same as the other one. So I'm just going to hit enter. So that's my new scaled tree. And then I'm going to turn off that back layer. And then I'm going to say Control, Alt, Shift, S to do a web save. Make sure I'm set to PNG 24. And now I will just save it and replace the tree that's already in that. And the nice thing is if you've used that, if you've used the old image to set the boundary, it will automatically go into the folder and change that old image to what we have now. So I'm going to say save, replace. And now when I look inside that folder, let me switch my my screen share. So now when I look inside that folder, you can see that it's replaced the tree here. So now it's the same ratio, it's exactly the same size, but now the tree is fitting within that boundary. Again, we have a couple of choices here. If we want the tree to fill the frame, we can scale it again and just have it hold down the shift key and then just stretch it like that, and then it'll fit the frame. And then we say Control R S and save again, replace. And now we've got that taller tree in there. So that's the way you want to replace these. You definitely want to replace these images, because that's going to be the way that works best within the platform.